and welcome to One India. This is Avinash, and we are joined by some special guests on the new episode of Pitch Battle. India has played its first game in the T20 World Cup, and that's where our discussion will be based out. And the Team India's win last night against Ireland was a clinical one, if we can say, but there were a lot of bone of contentions in the match as well, especially the pitch and the batting order as well. But the best thing was Captain Rohit Sharma getting some runs against his name, and Rishabh Pant once again living up to the expectations after his much awaited return to the international cricket after a hiatus of more than 16 months. So I'm being joined by some very special guests, as I had already mentioned. There's Indranil Pasu, senior journalist, Nilanjan Datta, senior journalist, and Shakya Mitra is also joining us, the sports marketing expert. So, Indranil Da, New York pitch. Let's start our conversation from that, because King Kohli, Surya Kumar Yadav, they all struggled. And if it not had been the batting of Rohit Sharma, the wins difference, the margin of victory for Team India would have been a little lesser.
Probably I can't say like that, but definitely pitch is a problem, and that's why we have named our show Pitch Battle, because the battle is there in that 22 yards, which is so important, and we are so used to that variable bounce. If something goes up and down without prior prior notice, we are actually rattled. Mr. Datta, I want to know your voice as a sports person. We are taught at the very early age that you have to be ready to play at all kinds of pitches. Like we buy all weather ACs right now. I mean, so we should be ready for it, right? That's where the competition lies. It's not that you'll get a concrete kind of a pitch everywhere.
Yeah, absolutely. And most importantly, you know what, the situation or the ground realities would be staying the same for not two teams, but all the teams who are playing in the competition. Underprepared pitches, call them underprepared pitches, or pitches which have been originally been dropped in from some other continent out there. The outfield, we have been hearing a lot about that. We have seen them in the practice matches and also in the a couple of 3 or 4 matches that have been played so far. I don't remember how many matches I did watch. But it's the same for each and every one. Good teams would be going away, means away in the sense adjusting fast and acclimatizing fast to the conditions. There's very less difference between the teams in T20 cricket, I always maintain, and the teams which should be kind of adjusting faster and the better in a better fashion would eventually maybe turn out to be champions. There's no place to complain. If you complain, what will you get? You won't get anything at all. Will the pitches change? No, it won't change. This is the situation, whatever it is. We can go backtrack and do an analysis as to whether it could have been done here, could have been done somewhere else. But reality क्या है? भाई साहब आपको उसी pitch पे खेलना पड़ेगा. खेलना है तो खेलो, नहीं तो भाई साहब हाथ जोड़ करके वापस आ जाए. And this is not just Team India, it's all teams. Adjust and play. Home and away conditions in football. I always bring football because I am possibly the biggest football fan. So you need to adjust to the conditions. As simple as that. You won't be getting IPL pitches from the Indian context in any other place of the world. England, would you have got IPL pitches? Australia, would you have got IPL pitches? No, you wouldn't have.
Absolutely.
That's very
so true. But Avinash, I want to know from you your thoughts. I mean, BCCI hasn't given a formal complaint to the ICC regarding the pitch, how it's going to work out. So your thoughts. Do you think that eventually can happen?
I doubt, though we've seen a lot of cricketers coming up front and they are criticizing the pitch in USA, especially in the New York pitch, left, right, and center. We've read a lot of comments. Michael Vaughan was one of them. Mohammad Kaif had criticized. Wasim Jafar adds his own twist and wit into the tweets and the criticism that he's come up with. He says that it looks like not a T20, instead it's a test match pitch, and what sort of cricket the ICC wants to promote in US. It's debatable whether it's test cricket or the T20I. So a lot of wit and humor is floating around. Memes, trolls are all there on the social media. But I doubt India is going to complain, because when remember, Dada, when last year teams came to India for the ODI World Cup, everybody had to contend with whatever pitch we had offered them. Let's get back to the India-Pakistan big match coming up in a couple of days' time, and what we saw in Ahmedabad, they were complaining about the same, that there's less of water being used. And remember, we even did a story on mykill.com about what sort of instructions the BCCI has given to the curators across all the venues in the T20 in the ODI World Cup. There's less of watering, so that the grass dries up, the pitch starts cracking up. So being the host team, you had this advantage of making most of the situation, and because the curators were all of your own picking. But now you're not going to be critical of what US or West Indies are laying out. The biggest concern for me, being a spectator and an expert, or whatever you can say, say me, was the dampness in the pitch. There was we were
All
not
right.
seeing the balls bouncing. So as we were talking the other day, Rahul Dravid had rightly mentioned that pitches like these, ground outfields like this, are very dangerous for the outfielders who are positioned in the outfield. So yes, they have raised their complaints and concerns, but BCCI is not going to lodge any formal complaint, because no other board has done it so far.
All right. All right. All right. But Shakya, I want to know from you, when we have lots of runs in the IPL, we are complaining, and we have not that many runs on the board when ICC T20 World Cup has just begun. We are complaining. So, what is, I mean, at par score should be for a T20 tournament like this, should be 180, 190. What are your figures as far as T20 matches are concerned? I mean, it's not, we are not happy because runs are not coming. If runs are not coming, people come there to watch the fours and sixes. Those numbers are not coming. Remember, 12,000, not 12,000, I beg your pardon, 1,260 sixes were smashed in this IPL. So,
Yeah.
so you can imagine it's going to be really tough to digest what you've seen after IPL, seeing so many runs, and all of a sudden runs have just dried up.
Indranil, I saw. Welcome to all the to Avinash and Niranjan as well. I saw yesterday's match, and I think India would have still won it. But I think 130 yesterday. If Ireland had put up 125, 130, it would have definitely been a contest. And Rohit Sharma, Rishabh Pant, they both braved it out there. But I was concerned that there could have been an injury. And if this is the pitch that's going to come up in the Pakistan match, it's going to be something which we are going to be facing Shaheen Afridi and Naseem Shah, and Pakistan will be facing Jasprit Bumrah and Mohammad Siraj if he plays. So I don't know. I mean, first match in the USA. An India-Pakistan match, the showbiz match. I just hope it's not going to wrap up quickly. But yes, I mean, if you look at the thing that World Cups usually aren't high-scoring. World Cups, the West Indies, at least the West Indies, they were not expecting very high scores, which is why India's team makeup is very different. Today, Australia played Oman and they made just 164, which turned out to be a winning score. So, as of now, we are not seeing very high scores, and yeah, I think India, I think Ireland bowled well. Though the target was chased down in 12 overs, they bowled well. Josh Little and Mark Adair, they made it difficult for. But at the same time, I also feel Ireland, had they played a little bit more responsibly, they could have taken their score to about 120, 120, 125. 125 would have been chased down, but it's on this pitch, it would have given a bit of jitters to the Indian batters, who it was not an easy pitch to bat on.
Yeah, jitters they did. They give. I mean, especially the ball that was on which Rohit went back. We all are hoping that the injury is not nothing grave, and he'll be fit and get on the pitch for the practice matches as well, for next sessions at least. But Dada, let's talk about Rishabh Pant's performance. Rohit, he did, and we all know it was a typical Rohit Sharma knock. He took his time and waited for the balls, and we all know how dangerous he could be when the opposition starts resorting only to short pitch deliveries because his pulls are world class, and he's one of the best pullers of the ball. Even hooks a lot, but yesterday we saw the pulls only. But the way Rishabh Pant played out, and had that not been a big partnership between Rohit and Rishabh, and Rishabh not if he had not played the way he played, even 97 would have looked like a 150 for India.
No, I would like to make an observation then going out to Mr. Datta. My observation is that whenever we are playing an ICC event, the fact that we have not won because we always played it safe in terms of batsmen playing within themselves. You've seen the bowlers who are not been so attacking as the Pakistani fast bowlers. They have not been wicket-taking bowlers. They have always bowled to hold the flow of runs. So that's been a kind of thing which has really stopped India from actually excelling in big matches, in knockout matches. But Rishabh Pant is the only character I can see who can actually give us some hope because he's fearless. You know, the problem with our batters is they're scared of getting out. Rishabh can put that fear on the back seat and can drive the whole team, and he's got that, and he's just got his life back after that accident. He sort of survived. He's different. He's a different kind of a person, right? And he's not scared of getting out, whereas the other batsmen are scared of getting out. Then look at that reverse sweet shot he played. I mean, over the third man area for a six. I mean, how do you describe that kind of a shot? And he's done reverse sweep to Anderson when he was 3-4 years ago. So he's a different player from a different planet. I think a different species when it comes to hitting the ball fearlessly, and fearlessness is what we are looking at. Probably this is missing, and first time I'm seeing that. I don't know what's going to happen. Every time we play Pakistan, we say, okay, our job is done. We have beaten Pakistan. We don't need to win the tournament. Here, we have to win the tournament. It doesn't matter if we lose to Pakistan on a bad pitch. We have to win this tournament, and that's what we are looking at. We have to get beyond that feeling of being secure, that comfort zone. You have to get out of that, and Rishabh Pant is showing us that way. Would you agree, Mr. Datta, with my thoughts?
Well, showing us the way, definitely, but perspectives differ, and this is entirely my perspective. People may not agree with you. You may not be agreeing with me. Shako may not be agreeing with me. Given the sort of pitches, means I always am a kind of a old school guy who won't be going with a premeditated kind of strategy prior to the tournament. You need to adjust as far the pitches are, and we need someone between Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli to play out those 20 overs, not as a sheet anchor playing 60 balls for 70 runs, absolutely not, but someone needs to hold that innings together, one among the two. Maybe Virat Kohli comes in at number 3, Yashasvi Jaiswal comes at number 1 and number 2 with Rohit Sharma. This is just one of the perspectives. Rishabh Pant coming at number 4, because the middle order to me, especially on this kind of pitches, this is not an IPL pitch, looks a bit fragile, the top order and then the middle order. With Rishabh, with Surya, with Hardik, with Shivam Dume, the kind of combination we went in yesterday in the first match. There will be days on such pitches where we'll be, make no mistake, 30 for 4. Any team can be there. Do we have someone to take us, as Shako was mentioning, to a respectable total of 140, which can be defended at 130? 160 may be a winning total on that pitch. It depends on what kind of pitch we are playing in. So having both Virat and Rohit, to me, at the top of the order on such a kind of pitch, means my perspective would be differing a bit. But very rightly, and as you point out, I totally agree that we need to be fearless. It's because वो वाला बात हम लोग के बीच में आ गया है कि अरे चलो जी आहिस्ता आहिस्ता खेलो, reputation पे खेलो. It hasn't delivered us anything except the inaugural edition of the
Exactly.
ICC World Cup. So that
Yeah.
way we need to go out of our shells, play. अब क्या होंगे, हम हारेंगे. And that match of hyped match of Pakistan, India and Pakistan for marketing reasons have always been placed in one group. No complaints on that. We all look forward to the Indo-Pak clash. As far as people across the border look forward to the Indo-Pak clash, absolutely fine. But that's not the final for us. We are there to win
Yes.
this tournament. We have the potential to win this tournament. We need to adjust to the conditions fast. Rishabh will be an X factor if we are to. He needs to be consistent. He has to be extremely, extremely consistent. And with Hardik coming back in his usual self, it is achievable. But I would still believe if both Rohit and Virat open the innings together, one of them has to play the kind of holding one until 20 overs and open up after 15, 16 overs and play for twos. There may be a 50, 60 ball innings for 100, 110 from their side. Means that would be too much asking from them on such kind of
Okay.
pitches.
All right. Yes. So, batting coach Vikram Rathod has he has said that Rishabh is going to be India's number 3, at least in the league stages, the group stages. That's what the message is from the team management. So that means in the next match as well, we are going to say witness the similar batting lineup, unless and until the openers give a fantastic start to the inside, whether they are batting or chasing. Depending on the conditions, the lineup might be changed, or somebody like a Hardik Pandya or a Surya Kumar Yadav might be used as a floater. But Nilanjana, coming to the bowling aspect of the Indian side, what do you make out of the bowling lineup that India fielded yesterday against Ireland? Do you think there was identical spinners, Akshar Patel and Ravindra Jadeja playing together in a big match like Pakistan, and a bowler where you have a lion-hearted kind of bowlers in the name of Kuldeep Yadav and the Yuzvendra Chahal, who would actually flourish on such slow tracks. And because you've played the first match with Akshar and Jadeja, you're not going to just tamper with the playing 11 in the very next match. So, do you think the bowling attack, especially the spin department, was okay, decent? They did perform, but there could have been a better thinking in terms of spin department.
That's for me. You're asking me?
Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, see, the logic behind what I see, the logic behind Akshar and Jadeja playing out there is because of the pitches and the batting abilities. That's what I believe the team management kind of backed among all the spinners and the bowlers which they have. Obviously, the other spinners who are there in the fray are not equally as good batters as Akshar and Ravindra Jadeja. Maybe the kind of pitches, they are not having a Yashasvi Jaiswal up at the top. They are kind of tampering with the I won't say tampering, kind of experimenting with the top and the middle order. And maybe I find my answer myself as to why both of them were played is because they can add some stability. If at all the top order fails, there will be days where the top order may be failing on such pitches. So we have someone extra cushion. Maybe that's the reason they are opting for. On such pitches, will that be enough for against Pakistan? Well, I would obviously, from the old school of thought, want specialists or better spinners or match winners, especially as bowlers, to be coming in place of Akshar Patel, if that's a hint. But there's always a balance which the team management is wanting to strike as it seems on the surface right at the present moment.
Shakya, does this the cushion, as Nilanjan just mentioned about, also somewhere down the line hints that there's a defensive approach, as Inil Da was talking about some time back? We are still scared of bringing out our frontline spinner into the attack because there's a fear that one fine day our batting, the top order might not be firing the way it fires or batting the way it bats, and we might have to rely on the lower middle order or the tailenders.
So I'll add to what Nilanjan Das said with some examples of past ICC tournaments. If you look at the semi-final against New Zealand in
Yeah.
2019, the league match against Pakistan in the 2021 World Cup and the final last year,
Yeah.
our first five batters were right-handers. And when we lose a lot of quick wickets, there was always a suggestion in the hand that there was always a suggestion that you have to break the rhythm and send a left-hander somewhere. Unfortunately, our left-hander came in at number 7, which is Ravindra Jadeja. It was the case in the
Yeah.
2019 World
20.
Cup, and
Yeah.
it was the case in the 2023 World Cup as well. Jadeja came in at came up above Surya in the 23 World Cup, but didn't make an impact. So maybe I don't know if this is coming from the management. Maybe that's the reason why Rishabh Pant has been placed at number 3 to bring in a left-hander, because otherwise he could have been coming in at number 5. Because
Yeah.
sometimes having a left-hander can break the
Yeah.
rhythm. I mean, the collapses that we've had, uh, the 3 quick wickets fell in the when Rohit and Shreyas got out in the 2023 World Cup,
2023.
or that
Yeah.
collapse that we had against Pakistan, or the 2019 World Cup semi-final. We could not bring in a left-hander. We could not bring in a left-hander because our left-hander was Ravindra Jadeja in the lower order. So yeah, there was Rishabh
Yeah.
Pant also there, but Rishabh Pant was not used to batting at number 3. He's probably more experienced to bat at number 3 now. So I can see that. As for the adding spin depth, could be that they have assessed the conditions in USA as being seamer friendly, the opposition you're going to play, and maybe we'll have to see when this leg moves to West Indies if this is what they want to carry on doing. So, I mean, ideally, I would like to see Kuldeep or Chahal as the frontline spinner and not Aksar there, because I mean, I saw some shows recently where people were predicting Kuldeep to be the highest wicket taker of the tournament. So, I mean, for him to suddenly be left out after and the World Cup that he had before this is quite surprising. So, but I think that we'll have to wait and watch till we move to the West Indies, because I do think by the time we move to West Indies, we'll get a better idea of the pitches. I think one of our frontline spinners, Kuldeep or Chahal, will come in there.
And
Okay.
Indian
If
team
not
made it
both.
very clear. Indian team made it very clear by putting Virat as an opener that they want to keep 2 factors in mind: left-right combination and also some firepower. You have a Shivam Dube, you have a Hardik Pandya, you name it. They can all tong the ball at will. They can hit sixes standing on the crease against slow bowlers. But only player I'm finding it little misfit is Surya Kumar Yadav. He's actually struggling on a pitch where the ball doesn't come to the bat. And that's where I think India might get little troubled, because he's batting in a very important position on
Yes.
days when Rishabh would get out, Virat would get out, Rohit would get out early. Surya would have to play a very important role, but does he have it in him? Because we have seen him in big tournaments. He's actually not found his feet as strong as he should have found. We should have found his feet long time ago in big matches. He's been playing for a while. We know he's a gutsy cricketer. He's a number 1 T20 player. But ultimately, what matters, we are here talking about the pitch battle, is because we want India to win. And that is essential. Number 4 position is very important. No matter how much firepower you have at the top, bottom, in the later half, fag end of the innings, whatever happens. But number 4, if you look back and turn the history pages of Indian cricket, you'll see number 4 is the most important position. Yuvraj Singh here, where Yashpal Sharma in '83 is no more with us. We lost him a few years ago. He was the one who played that knock in the semi-final against England. So it's important that you have the best player. A player at number 4 doing the job. You've seen him struggle so much. Right, Indian team took that number 4 position lightly, but this time we can see a change of thought. We can see that the firepower, one after the other. One goes, then other one will come and start hammering the ball, which is what Australian did. You don't worry, fight, get out. There'll be Avinash, there'll be Mr. Datta who will do the job. If they can't do, then Shakya will come and do the job. And that's the kind of teamwork we are talking about. That's why we call it pitch battle.
Okay. So there were no surprises in performance from Hardik Pandya, as if we can talk about him a little bit more. He's a different beast altogether when he dons that India jersey. And last night, what we saw from him, a wicket in the first over, ended up being the best bowler of the day. Obviously, with Jasprit Bumrah being Jasprit Bumrah and doing Jasprit Bumrah things, he deserved to get the Man of the Match award. But Hardik Pandya actually made the difference for India with the ball, and the debate and the doubts of who's going to be the fourth fast bowler. In fact, on some days he could be the third fast bowler for India when you're going to play with an extra spinner. Uh, he just came, he just saw, and he just conquered.
Actually, I would like to ask Mr. Datta about this particular question. When you see the national color, we know how he was booed during IPL. And when he sees the national color, something happens to him. Mr. Datta, if you can tell us about Hardik Pandya. He's someone who is not liked by many because the way he walks, the way he talks, the way he plays his game, the flamboyance, the kind of swagger he's got. A lot of people in India don't like him. But still, he's Hardik Pandya, is still there. He's the vice captain. And I'm also hearing the fact that Pant is batting one down. Pandya, the vice captain, also played a role in that, probably. Your thoughts on Hardik Pandya, as Avinash said, Mr. Datta, how do you see this man coming along? Because he's really hit the rock bottom in the IPL.
Indro is being diplomatic. All of the questions is just deflecting it to me. Trying to play from the non-striker end. Not fair, Indro.
The pitch is actually not pitch. I'm happy to be on the pitch battle side, basically.
Well, people do not like Hardik Pandya. How does it matter? He is Hardik Pandya.
Yeah.
He's playing for the country. People who do not like Hardik Pandya, are they playing for the country? Have they ever played for their state, or in most cases their district associations? They haven't. People may have their own opinions. In a country as India, 1.4 billion people, I may not like XYZ. How does it matter? People may not like me. How does it matter? So we are on the show. People watching this show will say, "अरे उसको क्या पता है? उससे तो मैं अच्छा बोल सकता हूँ, अच्छा जानता हूँ. उनको क्यों बुलाए? क्या फर्क पड़ता है?" So Hardik Pandya is a match winner. He's a future India captain. Make no mistake about that. People were after his life in the IPL, and it got to him. People say that playing at home has its own advantages. I have been connected with the national team of a different sport for so many years. I travel with them, and I tell all of you, means the entire world, players actually like to play abroad. There's less pressure, and it's not about just wearing the national colors. Hardik Pandya is a very passionate cricketer, wants to express himself on the field. People watch the national team with much more pride and unity. Maybe that's the reason we link ourselves more with Hardik's performances in the national team colors, rather than watching him play for the Gujarat Titans or the Mumbai Indians. The maturity of Hardik Pandya, when people question, just go back to the 2 years he was there with Gujarat Titans. Did anyone, all of his haters, ever expect Hardik Pandya to show that kind of maturity which we showed in the IPL? People may now dismiss the IPL. अरे IPL तो IPL है. अरे भाई साहब, बाकी लोग IPL में वहां पे जीता था क्या? पहले बार आके कप्तान होके first year of the inception of the team. He didn't. So that's the maturity level which he can attain, and I believe it's not his peak maturity which he can attain. And make no mistake, if Indian cricket is not just to win this T20 World Cup or go to a different level in the next few years, the main X factor for the Indian national team won't be Rishabh Pant, won't be Surya Kumar Yadav. It will be Hardik Pandya. That's my assessment. People may not agree, but since I am on this show, I mean, stick out my neck and say that he's been experienced. He knows what is required to deliver at the international level. Now it's his maturity, his intensity, his discipline, and his application. All of that he has, with a bit of luck, and just going on and on and on, and keeping everything aside, which is the most difficult job for any international player. Hardik Pandya is here to stay, and if we are to win this tournament, he can turn out to be the Yuvraj Singh for Team India.
Exactly, he could be the Yuvraj Singh.
Absolutely. No. I want to add one point. When Hardik is playing, Shakya and Avinash, you can answer that. there are 12 players on the field, because you remember when he walked out of the 2023 World Cup. India, generally one person walks out, another person walk in. India had to make two changes. They got Shami,
Yes.
they got Surya Kumar Yadav in the 11. So that's
Yeah.
and he's right in assessing Mr. Hardik Pandya's presence. What he brings to the table is absolutely something superb.
Yes, Shakya, go
Shakya,
ahead.
Yeah, Hardik Pandya is a very unique skill set. I think it's a kind of skill set which India has not had from any cricketer, I guess, since the great Kapil Dev has retired. And I'm not comparing Hardik Pandya to Kapil Dev, but you can see that why he is he can bat. He can bat from anywhere from 3 to 7. In India, he bats at number 6. But he is very capable of batting in the power play. He can come in and bat at number 4. He can bowl. He can open the bowling. He's a very good fielder. And he's now added captaincy to his repertoire as well. Unfortunately, it didn't go very well for him at Mumbai Indians, but that's also because he was working with players who he had. It was if the dynamics were different, and I'm not going to get into that. But I think Hardik Pandya, with the skill set he provides, and if the team gels, if they can get their dynamics right, him at number 6 and Jadeja at number 7, and of course the players above them, Pant, the two stalwarts, Rohit and Virat, and so it's not. I don't think Hardik is gonna if you have to win the tournament, it has to be done single-handedly by Hardik. But I think if the 11 on the field gel and we can find that spot where Hardik can make that contribution, definitely we give ourselves a very good chance of going all the way. And Rishabh Pant was not there in the 50-over World Cup. He's there now. That's a big bonus that we have right now. And at some point, I think Kuldeep Yadav will come back into the side. I always maintain this. I think Kuldeep Yadav is an X factor as well. And maybe yesterday's pitch was more pace friendly, wanted that extra batting cover. But I think when the tournament moves to West Indies, I see Kuldeep Yadav coming back, because I always believe that this Kuldeep Yadav is a huge X factor. And Jasprit Bumrah is there as well. Jasprit Bumrah was not there in the T20 World Cup 2 years ago.
Yes. So Jasprit Bumrah, Arshdeep Singh, and Mohammad Siraj, the trio bowled today. But let's just keep Bumrah aside. Between Arshdeep and Siraj, who has done better, and who should be, if we think of playing with just 3 fast bowlers, what will be your pick?
no, I would definitely go with for a variation. I mean, Arshdeep, the kind of wickets he has taken between 22 World Cup and 24 T20 World Cup, which has just started. Arshdeep is right up there in terms of, and he's performed at domestic cricket also. He's done well for Punjab. I think they won the Vijay Hazare Trophy, if not mistaken. Arshdeep was the one who took 4 wickets in the final, if I can vaguely remember. So he's done well and he's doing well. Only thing is he's just got to be a little disciplined with his line, which stays completely, tries to sort of cram the style, without offering any room to the batters. He tries to follow that pad line, that body line, which is at times little dicey, because the batsmen are equally skilled to play the onside shots and standing and delivering those pickup shots. Those are very dangerous shots. So bowling to the body, I don't know. Ashwin was very lucky. He bowled beautifully in that match against RCB in that playoff, where he bowled that line and he was man of the match. Got 2 wickets, gave away like 14, 16 odd runs. He's not part of the team, Ashwin, but I'm just saying the line which Ashwin bowls, it's a kind of a dicey line in international cricket. You have to be really quick to actually hit the body line. We talked about the previous generation of cricketers. They used to have a series there in TV. We grew up watching that body line series. So body line is dangerous, but Arshdeep is any day I'm going to pick him. Arshdeep, Bumrah, and Hardik Pandya. Hardik is absolutely brilliant. I mean, the way he bowls, and he was struggling. Look at the 4 balls he bowled to Dhoni. He went for 20 runs, and look, the same Hardik Pandya when he's playing for India is a different kettle of fish. So that's something which which Mr. Datta also pointed out, it actually matches. He's a different beast when it comes to playing for India, and he's our future T20 captain after this series. So hopefully things will move forward and will be a lot smoother and calmer. And he's got depth. Let me tell you, he's a 3D player. Good captain, good batter, bowler, and a fielder.
Okay. Let's talk about the upcoming match. Pakistan are playing hosts USA today and tonight in the evening.
Mm.
But before the tournament started, a lot of off-field controversies have, as usual, hit the Pakistani team. The former cricketers are criticizing them for picking certain players. Some are saying they have not picked the right combination of players for a crucial tournament. In fact, the loss against England in England only last week, the series loss, was also, dampened the morale of Pakistan cricket fans. But today they are going to face the associate nation, we knows USA. But yes, as we were talking about the T20 format being a lottery format, anyone can beat anyone on their day. But what can we expect from Pakistan tonight in the Nilda?
Well, I hope they do well and get some practice, which Indian also did against Ireland and Bangladesh prior to the match they played. The Ireland match they played, the warm up match against Bangladesh. India were quite good. Pakistan hopefully will get some good practice before they come and face us on 9th, which is Sunday. We are all geared up for that game. Actually, we're not thinking about the US so much as
Yeah.
much as we're thinking of Pakistan. Pakistan is a good side, and I'll tell you why, because they have a good bowling attack. They are they're quick bowling attack. They can really bowl quick. Fast bowlers is not about bowling swing also, it's bowling quick. So they have that element to it. I mean, element to their side, which is very important. They have been a force to reckon with over the years because they have been good fast bowlers in that side. So how we are going to face Pakistani fast bowlers on a wicket like this, which is going up and down. If I were Rohit Sharma, I would not have a peaceful sleep. Let me tell you that. Rishabh is different. He will probably use his skill set. He's got a lot of time. He's young, and so is the other batters in the lineup. But how and I mean, this is going to be quite a battle actually. If you play on a wicket like this, we're so
Yeah.
used to playing on concrete kind of wicket. So this is a new beginning chapter, because what we were taught at the early ages, learn to play on any kind of pitch, and that's why it's called pitch battle.
Okay, so fine, gentlemen. Thank you for your time. It's been
Yep.
quite a thoughtful conversations that we've had, and when we catch up next time, hopefully we'll have something else. Some more action must have transpired on the cricket pitches. Let's see. Let's wait whether ICC would come up with some suggestions or some damage control which has been done to the by the New York pitch before the high profile India Pakistan match happens. But before that, let me just thank you all my guests here for taking out their time, and we hope that the pitches that are on offer, they just continue to be the low scoring ones, because there's no fun in watching a high scoring game of T20 cricket, because the lesser the runs, the dangerous the opposition can also be. And the pitches are adding a different flavor to this competition as far as the US mainland pitches are concerned. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Pleasure.